Good morning, everyone. My name is Christopher Johnson, the Corporate Accounts Manager for the VFW Foundation, and today we'll be going over the Kosovo War commemoration. The Kosovo War, which took place in 1998 to 1999, was a significant conflict that arose from the complex interplay of ethnic tensions, political struggles, and national identities in the Balkans. It primarily involved the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, led by Serbian forces, and the Kosovo Liberation Army, KLA, which sought independence for the predominantly ethnic Albanian population in Kosovo. The war was marked by severe human rights violations, including ethnic cleansing, and resulted in humanitarian crisis, prompting NATO to intervene militarily in March of 1999. Excuse me. The conflict concluded with a United Nations-led administration in Kosovo, and in 2008, Kosovo declared independence, a move that remains contentious and affects regional relations to this day. Next slide, please. The Balkans have a rich and complex history marked by shifting borders, empires, and ethnic groups. The conflict exemplifies the rise of ethnic nationalism in the Balkans, which played a crucial role in the disintegration of Yugoslavia. The Kosovo War was part of the series of conflicts that occurred during the breakup of Yugoslavia in the 1990s. The war highlighted severe human rights violations, including ethnic cleansing and displacement. The NATO intervention in Kosovo marked a significant moment of international relations, raising questions about the legitimacy and effectiveness of military intervention for humanitarian purposes. The legacy of the Kosovo War continues to influence relations between Kosovo and Serbia, as well as broader geographical dynamics in the Balkans. Slide, please. So, the Serbs were affected by this, and the Albanians were affected by this. For the Serbs, Kosovo is viewed as a cradle of Serbian culture and identity. It is home to numerous Serbian Orthodox monasteries and churches, which date back to the medieval period. The Battle of Kosovo in 1389 is a pivotal moment in Serbian history. Although it was a defeat for the Serbs against the Ottoman Empire, it has come to symbolize resistance and struggle for Serbian nationhood. The region is seen as sacred, with many Serbs regarding it as the heart of historical and spiritual legacy. The loss of Kosovo to Albanian governance resonates deeply within the Serbian national consciousness. For the Albanians, the Kosovars are predominantly ethnic Albanians who have lived in the region for centuries. They view Kosovo as an integral part of their national identity and cultural heritage. Throughout the 20th century, Albanians in Kosovo faced political and social discrimination, particularly under Serbian rule. Their desire for autonomy and recognition has been a driving force behind the movement for interdependence. Kosovo's declaration of independence in 2008 is seen as a crucial step in affirming Albanian self-determination and national identity. For many Albanians, Kosovo represents a long-awaited recognition of their rights and aspirations. This integration of Yugoslavia in the early 1990s was a complex process driven by a combination of nationalist movements, economic turmoil, and political changes. In the late 1980s, nationalist sentiments grew stronger, particularly in Slovenia and Croatia, where movements sought greater autonomy from Central Yugoslav government dominated by the Serbs. In 1991, Slovenia and Croatia declared independence, leading to armed conflicts. The situation escalated in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where ethnic tensions among Bosniaks, Muslims, Croats, and Serbs led to a brutal conflict in 1992 to 1995. The international community was slow to respond to the escalating violence, but eventually NATO intervened in the region to address humanitarian crisis to stabilize the situation. Slide, please. The ethnic disparities between Serbian and Albanian populations. These are some of the root causes. Political oppression faced by the Albanians in Kosovo from the Serbian Authority, and the influence of rising nationalism on increasing hostilities. Slide. And this is the chronology of principal events. Slide. The humanitarian crisis during the Kosovo War, 1998 to 1999, was marked by widespread suffering and displacement among the civilian population, primarily ethnic Albanians. As conflict escalated between Serbian forces and the Kosovo Liberation Army, significant human rights violations occurred. Ethnic cleansing. The Serbian military and parliamentary forces conducted systematic campaigns aimed at removing ethnic Albanians from Kosovo. This included killings, mass expulsions, and the destruction of homes and villages. Approximately 800,000 to 1 million people were forcibly displaced from their homes, seeking refuge in neighboring countries such as Albania, Montenegro, and Macedonia. Many faced dire conditions in overcrowded camps or made unsafe journeys to escape the violence. Reports emerged of brutal acts, including killings, sexual violence, and torture against civilians. The use of such tactics aimed to instill fear and suppress the Albanian population. Slide, please. The humanitarian crisis prompted a significant international response, with various NGOs and humanitarian organizations mobilizing to provide aid. NATO's military intervention in March 1999 was partly justified by the need to prevent further humanitarian disasters. NATO's intervention in Kosovo War began on March 24, 1999 in response to the escalated humanitarian crisis and widespread ethnic cleansing of Albanians by Serbian forces. After failed diplomatic efforts to resolve conflict, NATO launched Operation Allied Force, a 78-day aerial bombing campaign aimed at degrading Serbian military capabilities in protecting civilians. The operation involved precision airstrikes on strategic military targets, infrastructure, and government facilities in Serbia and Kosovo. Notably, NATO conducted the intervention without explicit authorization from the United Nations, raising debates over its legality. By June 10th of 1999, the campaign had significantly weakened Serbian forces, leading to ceasefire agreement. Following the cessation of the hostilities, NATO deployed a peacekeeping force to maintain stability and oversee the return of displaced persons. The intervention underscored NATO's commitment to humanitarian intervention and to reshape the alliance's role in global securities. Slide, please. During the aftermath, this crisis left a lasting impact on the region, with many survivors facing trauma, loss of family members, and challenges of rebuilding their lives and post-war environment. The international community's involvement continued after the war, leading to the establishment of a UN administration in Kosovo to manage the transition and reconstruction. Slide, please. So the current situation in Kosovo's declaration of independence in 2008 and the recognition by several nations, continuing tensions and the relationship between Kosovo and Serbia. Slide, please. The conclusion of the Kosovo War came with signing the Commemorative agreement on June 9th of 1999, which facilitated a ceasefire between NATO and Yugoslav forces. Here are the key outcomes of the war: the withdrawal of Serbian forces, NATO peacekeeping missions, the UN administration, and the proclamation of independence. And then they have ongoing challenges. The aftermath of Kosovo war has been marked by ongoing ethnic tensions, political disputes, and challenges related to governance, economic development, and reconciliation between communities. So overall, the communication of the Kosovo War set the stage for Kosovo's eventual push for independence, shaping the region's political landscape and continuing to influence relations between Kosovo and Serbia.